Hi there, fellow dog lovers. Welcome to our channel, Pet Pal Pulse. If you're as crazy about our four-legged friends as we are, you've come to the right place. Here we share tips, tricks, and tales of our furry pals that will help you understand them better, care for them more effectively, and of course enjoy their delightful company to the fullest. From training tips to dietary advice, from healthcare to fun games, we cover everything under the sun and the doghouse. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our Pet Pal Pulse Pack. Together we'll embark on a fun-filled journey of discovery and learning, all in the name of our beloved pets. Ready to take the leap? Let's dive into today's topic, the quest for the obedient dog. Stay tuned. Ever wondered how to make your dog obey your commands? The struggle is real, isn't it? Picture this. You're at the park enjoying a lovely sunny day. You call out to your dog Fido to sit, but instead he chooses to chase his tail, leaving you standing there red-faced as onlookers chuckle at the spectacle. Or maybe you've experienced the tug-of-war scenario where you're saying, "Stay," and your dog hears "pull harder." It's almost as if Fido attended a different language class at doggy school, right? Oh, and let's not even get started on the come command. It's like playing a game of hide-and-seek with a ghost. You call out "come," and Fido decides it's time for a solo adventure, leaving you to wonder if your voice has suddenly become inaudible to the canine ear. These are just a few examples of your dog's creative interpretations of your commands. In the world of dogs, disobedience isn't a sign of rebellion or defiance, but rather a lack of understanding and communication. It's like trying to read a book in a language you don't understand. No matter how many times you flip through the pages, the story won't make sense until you learn the language. So, what's the solution? How do we bridge this communication gap? Do we need a translator or maybe a doggy dictionary? Well, not exactly. The answer lies in training. Not just any training, but effective, consistent, and patient training. It's about teaching your dog the language of your commands, making them understand what each word means and what they're expected to do when they hear it. Naturally, this isn't going to be a walk in the park. It's a journey, a quest if you will. And like any quest, it's filled with challenges and obstacles. But don't worry, every quest has a guide. And in this case, that guide is this video series. So, how can we turn this chaos into harmony? Stick around and you'll find out. Alright, let's tackle the big three. Sit, stay, come. These commands are the holy trinity of dog obedience. Imagine them as the primary colors of your dog's behavioral palette. They're the basic building blocks that can be mixed and matched to create a masterpiece of doggy discipline. Why are these commands so important, you ask? Well, let's break it down. First up, sit. This command is the equivalent of putting your dog on pause. It's a way of saying, "Hey buddy, hold on a sec." It's the perfect way to control your dog's impulses, whether they're about to leap onto a guest with muddy paws or dash out the door after a squirrel. Next, we have stay. Picture this command as your dog's anchor. It's essential for those moments when you need your dog to remain in one place for a while. It's especially useful in situations that demand safety, like when you're crossing a busy street or navigating a crowded area. And finally, come. This is your dog's recall button. It's your lifeline to your furry friend when they're off-leash. It's the command that ensures your dog will return to you, no matter how enticing the distractions around them may be. But these commands aren't just about control and safety, they're also about communication. By teaching your dog these commands, you're laying the foundations of a language that both of you understand. It's a language that fosters trust, respect, and mutual understanding. So, sit, stay, come. These three commands are the pillars of dog obedience. They ensure safety, give you control, and open up a channel of communication between you and your dog. They're not just words, but tools that shape your dog's behavior and strengthen your bond with them. Now that we understand why these commands are crucial, how do we teach them effectively? Let's start with sit. It's a good icebreaker in the world of commands. Now, teaching your dog to sit is a process, one that requires patience, consistency, and a whole lot of positive reinforcement. Firstly, let's talk patience. This isn't a race. It's not about who can get their dog to sit the fastest. It's about taking the time to create a strong foundation of understanding between you and your furry friend. Next up is consistency. Dogs thrive on routine, so make sure to practice this command regularly. The more your dog hears the command sit, the quicker they'll associate it with the action. Finally, we have positive reinforcement. This could be a hearty good boy or good girl, a gentle pat, or even a tasty treat. Rewarding your dog when they get it right encourages them to repeat the action. Remember, patience is key. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither will your dog's obedience skills. Moving on to stay, a command that tests your dog's patience and yours too. Now the game of stay isn't just about getting your dog to remain stationary, it's about building trust, teaching patience, and developing self-control. Imagine this. You're at a bustling park and you need your dog to stay put while you tie your shoe. How do you do it? You start small. Begin by asking your dog to stay for just a few seconds at a time. Gradually increase the duration, then slowly start to step away. Remember, it's not a race. As you practice, your dog will start to understand that stay means, wait right there until I come back. It's a gradual process, and it requires a lot of patience from both you and your furry friend. But trust me, it's worth it. With stay, it's all about baby steps. Don't rush it, persistence pays off. Lastly, come. This one can be a literal lifesaver. Now let's delve into the steps to effectively teach this command. Start by standing a short distance away from your dog. Then, in an enthusiastic tone, say the word come. Remember, dogs are incredibly receptive to our energy and tone, so it's important to sound inviting. Once your dog starts moving towards you, continue to encourage them with positive affirmations. Once they reach you, immediately reward them with a treat or a loving pat. Repeat this process, gradually increasing the distance between you and your dog. The beauty of come lies in its potential to keep your dog out of harm's way. It's the command that pulls them back when they're about to dash onto a busy street or wander off in a crowded park. So, make sure to practice this command regularly and always reward your dog when they come to you. This will reinforce their positive behavior. And there you have it, the command that ensures your dog will always return to your side. So you've got the basics down, but how do you ensure success? Well, let's dive into the heart of the matter. It's about patience and consistency. Yes, it's just as important as the commands themselves. It's like baking a cake. You can't just throw in all the ingredients and expect a gourmet dessert. It takes time and precision, and so does training your dog. Consistency, my friends, is the secret ingredient. Imagine you're learning a new language. If your mentor kept changing the rules, you'd be utterly confused, right? That's exactly how your dog feels. Stick to the same commands, gestures, and tones. This will help your dog understand and remember what you're teaching. Now let's talk about repetition. We all know the saying, practice makes perfect, and it holds true here. Repeating commands helps your dog to associate actions with words. But remember, don't overdo it. We're aiming for a well-trained dog, not a tired and frustrated one. And then comes the cherry on top, rewards and positive reinforcement. Who doesn't like a pat on the back or a word of praise when they've done well? Your dog is no different. A treat, a scratch behind the ears, or a simple good boy or good girl can work wonders. It reassures your dog that they're on the right track and encourages them to keep going. But let's not forget about patience. It's your best friend in this journey. Not all dogs learn at the same pace. Some might grasp commands quickly while others might take a little longer. And that's okay. Remember, it's not a race. It's about building a bond of trust and understanding with your furry friend. Remember, consistency is king and patience is your best friend. Train with love, and your dog will surely reciprocate. The rewards of a well-behaved, happy dog are worth every bit of time and effort you put in. So, keep going, and happy training. So, there you have it, folks. The power to command obedience is in your hands. We've traversed through the dog training basics together, from the simple sit, to the vital stay, and finally, the all-important come. Remember, in this journey, patience and consistency are your best friends. Training a dog is not a one-day affair. It's a continuous process that requires time, effort, and tons of love. Positive reinforcement is the key to success. Reward your dog when they get it right, and they'll be more inclined to repeat the behavior. Just like us, our furry friends are driven by encouragement and positive experiences. And let's not forget, humor. It's essential to keep things light and fun both for you and your dog. After all, if it isn't enjoyable, it's not worth doing, right? With these tools at your disposal, you're well on your way to having an obedient, well-trained dog. Happy training, folks!